talking in here. Shorty twerking on the walls. Peter Parker in here. Ay, haters in the rear view. X on my phone, we too loud, I can't hear you. His blood turn his coat red, I will pause.
It's that sick rap, kickback, come to where I pitch at, where bitches love the game like Tyson Beck for six-pack, presidential roadie, nigga, where your wrist at, I can kill you in 4 bars, that's a Kit Kat, did the Lambo my way. What a sick rap, smooth as Frank Sinatra with a motherfucking slick back. No rats in my pack, ain't no wrinkles in my slacks, counting singles in my shack, stacking Pringles from the crack, nigga I was on the bus with it. Had 12 stuck to my chest in the field with the coat, Andrew Luck with it. We had the rock, hit the block like what's up with it.
Just finished bench up with Mr. Pickle here.
I'd eat my own ass. I would. Hey, you want to see this pickle tattoo on the butt?
Yeah.
Here, check it out.
Bro, this dude's last name is Pickle, and you got a pickle on your ass. Anyway, did a quick 4x7 with 255, I think. So, second bench day here. Got a deadlift day tomorrow with Justin, some boys at Unreal Barbell in Grand Rapids, and it's gonna be a good day tomorrow. Gonna go home, do a quick Q&A. On to Q&As. I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram about my life, lifting, training, stuff like that. Any questions for Q&A? First question is from Jed Macaroni. What was your rehab procedure for the injured QL? Man, so that was back in December of last year, probably January. I was deadlifting and like my back just gave out. It was due to the imbalances in my my legs and stuff, so it caused like my trunk and all that stuff just to be really just imbalanced from the atrophy from my left leg just being so small. So the right side was overpowering. I ended up blowing out like both my QLs, just going too hard and not really knowing it. Form broke down a lot. So my rehab was a lot of technique work. I went to PT and that didn't work, so I did my own PT. I figured out that I had anterior pelvic tilt. I fixed that. Did a lot of icing, did a lot of anti-inflammatories, stretching, mobility work, just stuff like that, and rest, which was the most important part. Michael Cataluna, he asked, how do you personally warm up for squats and deads? For squats, it's usually goblet squats with a dumbbell. Just because my weakness is staying upright, so if I just focus on the movement itself of trying to stay upright during the lift and focus on just dropping my hips and opening my hips and dropping into the hole. On deadlifts, rollouts, or I'll do some like bracing. I'll do stuff like that. Ranger GK asks, is it okay if my upper back is rounded? Not exaggerated round, but when I deadlift, my lower back is still neutral. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people lift with thoracic extension. So when you see me deadlift, you'll see me like kind of like shrug forward a little bit. That's kind of this. That's what it is. It's for range of motion and positioning, and like. Thoracic rounding isn't that bad as long as you're not like completely cat backing it. It's not a problem. So, Capitalism Haven asked, what are some good strength standards for high school students? Maybe cover different age and weights. Honestly, every single year there's some kid that comes out that's 15, 14, even 16 maybe, and they're whatever weight class, and they're coming out with like stupid elite totals, like hit puberty in 4th grade kind of totals. So I I don't really have one for that. Come here. I'm gonna make sure it's focused. Yep. Okay, good. Jin Man with a BIRO asked, I saw you making violent love to 140 kg. What's your strict row and your cheat row for reps? I don't really have one. I mean, the most I've really done for cheat rows is 315. I mean, my goal is to cheat row like 405 for like 12, like set to 12 at the end of this year, and then maybe I think my strict row, which is probably like a pen lane row or something like that, it's probably around 255, 275, somewhere around that range. Maybe even 315 for one rep. I don't know. I guess we're gonna find that out today. Hamid the Rad Bear asked, DUP or focus on one thing per phase, or hypertrophy, strength, and then peak for novices? So he's asking if you would rather do DUP all around, which is different, you know. So you have hypertrophy, strength, and power all in 1 week, or would you do it in phases, like macro phases? So honestly, this is a really good question. I would probably do what I did when I was a novice was a shit ton of hypertrophy. So I used to watch Jesse Norris videos all the time. So and like if you watch Jesse, obviously he does volume all the time. That's what works for him. That's what works for me. But this is a really good question. I mean, it's all kind of about preference. I feel like DUP, okay, back that up. This is my answer. DUP, it can be very hard to regulate if you're doing it with just RPs and percentages exclusively. It can be hard to regulate, so make sure you have a coach for that, that knows what they're doing. I run DUP myself. I coach myself. One thing I've learned is that you know yourself best, but you also have to separate yourself from a coach and a lifter, which is the hardest part, because you can easily go off program and you can easily, you know, just misjudge what you're doing. So you really have to have separation there. But I would definitely probably go with phasing for novices, because novices usually do percentage programs, and there's no. The thing with, in my opinion, for percentage programs is when you're having like a really shitty day for whatever reason and you can't hit percentage, you're then hitting RP. So that's why most of my programming is RP, and you don't miss out on a bunch of gains, in my opinion. So that's why I feel like DUP is a little bit on the more advanced side. Okay, next question. Hola, ¿cómo estás? How long have you been powerlifting? I have been powerlifting for 3.5 years. I think March would be 4. So 3 years of serious powerlifting. The first year I didn't really do anything, to be honest. I just went in and lifted with my football team. What exactly goes through your head before a big lift? Ben Guevara said this. He's one of my clients. Probably a lot of rage, a lot of, you know, I think about like everything I've done to this point that I have to prove. You know, we put in all the hard work, so it's time to go. It's nothing but confidence when I lift. I think that's the biggest thing, is visualization as well. A couple of different personal things too, which everyone kind of has. So, Eric Valchev asked, can you bench press your cat 100 times? She likes it. And Yet I Smile asked, what are some really good back exercises? Any row variation. You see me do a lot of rows when I post. You see me do a lot of like lat pull downs, different variations of lat pull downs, stuff like that. It's kind of what I do. Obviously, and then deadlifts, different variations of deadlifts. How to know which lifting belt to use, pros and cons of each. This is asked by It's Mike O. Pioneer Fit, SBD, Inzer, Titan, they all make really good belts, and whether you want like a 10 to, I think it's 14 millimeter belt, is all preference as well. If you like a thicker belt to brace into it harder, more secure, that's up to you. Really, they're all pretty much Titan and Inns are the same belt. They have different buckles, and then SBD is, I believe, it only comes in a 14 mil or 12 millimeter. It's a thicker one, different buckle. I've had all three of those. I haven't had the Pioneer one, so I mean I liked them all, but I really like the 10 millimeter Inzer Titan. So that's what I lift with now. What age did you officially start hitting the big three seriously? This is asked by Brian Lamas. Probably junior year, so I was 16. So the year after I actually got into powerlifting. Little Kyle asked, what inspired you to be a powerlifter over other sports? Well, I started powerlifting because I was a football player in high school, and I wanted to be, I knew what it took to be like the strongest, and you know, there has to be other work done besides practice. So I went in, I lifted all the time. I lifted with the bigger guys, the seniors, the upperclassmen, and I eventually got stronger than them, fell in love with it. My coach, Coach Holes, was like, hey, you know, there's competitions for this and blah, 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 and I got into it. I actually started equip lifting first, and I'm not going to talk about that too much because I wasn't very good at all, and I actually put up my raw total. At the time, I put up my raw total, and that was better than my equip total, so, and I didn't know how to cut weight. What were your numbers at 16? This is asked by Hamza Orion. When I was 16, I was a junior. My best numbers, I was 163. It was the state meet. I squatted 465 high bar back when I did high bar. I benched 255, and then I deadlifted 610, and I believe that was a sub-junior world record for the 83 at 16 years old in the 163. So that was a good accomplishment for me. I remember doing that and being pretty hyped about it. So, okay, next question. PC Burr, will you ever collab with Doppelganger Not Strunk Enough? I don't really know who that is, but I will look him up and maybe. Near Bora 18 asked, what's your deadlift goal PR this year? Honestly, I'm just going to shoot for the stars and say 765 because I like scary goals. I might not be able to do it at 183, but we'll see because in a competition anyway. But I mean, I plan on staying 183 this year and throughout next year. Then I'm probably going to move up because I'm getting pretty thick. So
Thick.
beautiful,
Thick.
Kyra Kano asked, my newest client, he asked, what is your favorite deadlift accessory? I don't really have one, but my two go-tos would be snatch grip and pause deadlifts for sure. And usually those are paired with like a deficit or something. Next question. Should late beginners train more days a week than a typical 4-day split? This is asked by Cameron Sparman. I think you recently just DM'd me about this, and I got back to you, but answer to your question is 4 to 5 days is fine. I mean, as long as you're not hitting back-to-back days like legs, or like, you know what I'm saying, just spread it out equally and, you know, regulate it that way. I mean, I wouldn't just go back-to-back. It's going to trash your body, so make sure you hit enough compound and accessories. Maybe equal it out. Depends on what kind of phasing you're doing. So, and the last question of the day: are you fast and can you jump really high? I mean, I was fast, man. I was pretty fast in high school. I was like, I think I ran like a 4.4 hand time. I ran track. As a sophomore, I jumped 18.9. I was like 150 pounds, so, in long jump. My senior year, I was the fastest football player. Still didn't even like play football. I was just kicking at that point. So, yeah, it was pretty fast. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with like powerlifting. A lot of powerlifters are faster. They're really athletic. I mean, they just haven't really unlocked it because they don't train like that. It's more of just like power and strength, so not so much on the athleticism side. And that's it for today. So tomorrow, I should have a video up on deadlifts with Justin. I don't know if he's going to be there or not, so it might just be me and some guys out there. But I'm thinking about having a deadlift tutorial as well. It's going to be kind of a voiceover with some graphics on it, just to make it more convenient for you, because Justin will not be there. If Justin will not be there, but also I just think it looks nicer and it's easier to understand. So tune in for that. Thanks for watching.